One's a Chiefs fan, the other's a Pats fan, and together they make Primetime Dimes.
What's up, my fellow football fanatics? Welcome back to episode 20 of Primetime Dimes. It's your weekly source for navigating the NFL and CFB seasons in a world full of overreactions. I'm one of your hosts, and with me as always is Chelsea.
Hello!
So, Chelsea, I think if I'm correct, you might know who our first PTD fan shoutout is?
I do, but before I get to that, I just want to say I love that we're matchy-matchy today.
Yeah, I don't get how this happened, but I'm all for it. We're on the same morning wavelengths.
But yeah, we have our first PTD fan shout out. This week's fan shout out winner is friend of the show, Bianca. We love you, B, and this is the only time you're going to hear me say "Go Browns."
I don't know if I can say it.
You have to. You have to.
It hurts
go.
me.
Come on.
Fine. Go Browns and go Mayfield.
Hey, he's a former Sooner. You should be proud of that.
I know. That's why I went with him.
But yeah, if you want to enter the contest for next week's shout out, all you have to do is share our newest episode to your Insta story from wherever you listen and tag us in the story. Monday is the deadline for the shout out contest each week, as that's when we record. And we have more details about the contest on our Instagram, so you can check it out there as well. Milton, are you ready for this week's trivia question?
I'm just so proud because I know this without asking you questions. And you hate that I know this.
I hate that you know this because I really thought this one would get you. But this week's question is, in 2012, Colin Kaepernick set the all-time playoff game rushing record for a quarterback against who?
So, okay. It was a divisional playoff game. It was his first game, his first playoff game.
Yes.
The number was 181 yards. And that's after two fucking
How did you remember this?
Because it's against two. It was against the Packers. And let me tell you, Peter McNeely, I'm shouting him out again. Yeah, it was funny for me because I like to shit on his teams. As he likes to shit on mine. So, yeah, I remember that one really clearly. It was also really nice to see Cap go off. I'm all for the team that the underdog type team. So it's like Cap shouldn't have won that game. It should have been not the 49ers, but it was a great game and Aaron Rodgers is obviously better, so it was great.
Oh yeah. No, you know what? I can't believe you remember every little thing about it. I was like, I can't wait to bring this up. She's not going to know about it, but
NFL records.
It makes sense because you had one against one of your best buds teams as well. It's you're going to remember that.
And there's a couple NFL records that got made during this past week in football that I guarantee you will become those trivia questions. And it's yeah, these are dope.
I was thinking about that today. I was in 5 years, I'm probably going to be asking her this as a trivia question.
I'll probably remember it.
But I wanted to bring this up last week, but we had some technical difficulties and therefore no episode. But thankfully not this week. But last week there was some high school buzz. I love hearing about high school buzz. Not my hometown Hamilton, but Hamilton, Ohio high school came back from a 24-7 deficit with 1:10 left to play in the game. Not a quarter, the game. They played against Bishop Gorman. They're supposedly the best high school football team in the country right now, and they took a hard loss with this comeback here. The Hamilton High School got a field goal followed by 2 onside kick recoveries and a 2-point conversion to win the game 25-24. That's nuts.
I have no words for that.
Right? I wish I was at that game.
Yeah, it's weird because it was do you know who else played there for the record? Do you recognize Bishop Gorman?
Yes. Who?
So it's Tate Martell. He he currently does not have a college team, or if he does, like the last team I remember him playing for is Miami, and for some reason he's really flamed out. I don't know if it's due to injuries or anything, but it's so hard to watch because like when he played for Bishop, he was really good. Now I only know this from watching QB1, so like realistically, it's edited heavily, so maybe he wasn't that good.
I haven't made my way into watching QB1, so
need
that's you talk about it though, so that's probably where I know it from. I know. I got it. Justin Fields didn't have a good week though, but we'll get into that.
He didn't, but like also the Bears called a terrible offensive scheme for him. Like I don't fully blame him.
Well, yeah, that's some cool high school buzz, but two quick NFL news updates. A little sad on my part. We saw Andy Reid was taken to the hospital Sunday. News came out today, Monday, that he was treated for dehydration and he should be back and ready this week. So he should be back. I think he should be back by the time this episode is out. But yeah, I guess they were just like concerned because he wasn't feeling well. So they just took him to the hospital, which I mean, I would if I were him. So
yeah, that's still
but yeah,
scary.
and then in other news, also regarding the Chiefs, Josh Gordon is being reinstated to the league, and he's planning on signing with the Chiefs. Do you want to tell everyone about Josh Gordon?
First of all, my one retort, and I'm happy for you because like when Gordon came to New England, he was fantastic. Two things: he's not going to last long, and also that does nothing for your defense. Like, I don't get how the Chiefs' response to every loss is, okay, let's throw another wide receiver into the mix. All right, like, okay,
I'm here
now
for
for Gordon. So Gordon has not played a single complete season since 2013. Get your head around that.
Damn.
2013.
Oh.
You want to know who was drafted a year prior?
Who?
RG3. And Andrew Luck.
Damn.
So that just gives you a little foresight to the. I know you're going to ask about. I read ahead in the notes. I knew this ahead of the game. I can answer it later.
You're ruining all my surprises. I mean, I'm doing it to myself because I put them in the notes, but I forget you can also see them.
Yeah, that one I knew just because of when Luck's thing. Anyways, I'm getting derailed. So basically, since 2013, Gordon has either had. Oh, okay. Coming into the league, he had a lot of problems, various mental issues in a respectful manner. Like he always says it was a lot, and he had a really, really rough upbringing. So that took a strong mental toll on him. And he has used weed as well as other drugs to help himself cope. And really, weed was his predominant one once he entered the league. And he's tried to really show that that's the only drug he tries to touch. Someone else on the other side may say, well, he could do coke and you'd never know. That fair, but let's take him at his word. And so since 2013, unfortunately, in 2013, he had a bad injury. So to cope, he went back to cannabis. From there, basically, he has been suspended, reinstated, put on the commissioner's exempt list, which means he can't play, practice, anything. He has gone to numerous rehabs. He has really tried to work his way back into the league, and the league's been helping him. So in this case, his past history is extremely important. Like, it is something he acknowledges, and it's something that he's trying to work through. And it's really kind of interesting to see the NFL work with its players. Like, no, you're going to get disciplined, but they still reinstate him. And a lot of fans are like, well, why are you going to do it again? He's going to be back on that list again, as I made earlier. And it's 100% true. He will be. But you got to keep letting him try to come back. You got to keep supporting him and showing him when he does something that is progressive or something that actually moves him forward. Like, he deserves a chance to play. And also with them not testing for weed anymore, maybe he has a greater chance of staying in the league. So it's a very complicated history lesson, but ultimately it's every 4 to 6 weeks, Gordon comes, or every season he comes back about 4 to 6 weeks. No matter what you seem to do, like the Patriots had him and literally tailed him 24/7, except for one bye day. And on that bye day, he went and smoked up with a bunch of friends. Like, it's one of those where you're just like,
come on, man.
Like, you're so good. But if a team wants to take a chance, let him come back.
Not that we even need to take a chance. Like, it's not.
It doesn't.
We don't need him. I have no idea why we signed him, but like,
there's only one ball.
Did I try to pick him up on the waiver in one of my leagues? Yes, I did.
Who has him?
No one. I didn't even have to drop anyone for him because so many of my players are injured. I have, like, my IR slot is full and I still have someone who's out on my bench. So
Damn.
But yeah, I had an empty bench spot because half my team is on the IR, so I put him on the waiver. So I'll find out Wednesday if I get him.
Nice play.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I hope he does well. I hope he stays. I hope he wins the Super Bowl. Like, I'm all pro Josh Gordon, even though I just like literally butchered his history. But with the Chiefs, yes, I definitely hope he wins a Super Bowl. Your team's not winning a Super Bowl. Your team couldn't beat the Chargers.
I said in one of our
playoffs, so you're one step ahead. You're good.
Hey, I predicted us losing to the Chargers at least once in off-season episode.
Yeah,
so
you should not.
Like I expected this. But yeah, that game I don't like. We shouldn't have lost that one. It was kind of annoying. But
Broncos are 3-0, right?
Yes.
Okay, and how many of those are divisional wins?
None.
Okay, that's a good thing because like you realize like
they're like the 3 shittiest teams in the league that they've won against.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter.
I know they're still 3-0.
Yep, and if any of those become divisional wins, like that's
then we're in trouble.
Oh yeah, you guys.
Then we're in trouble.
Yeah, it's hilarious to watch. At least my dynasty lasted 20 years.
We just need a little more air to get us off the ground. It's fine. It's fine. I've had it good the past few years and I'm suffering this season and it's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay.
If it helps, Tom Brady had a ton of success the first 3-4 years. Then it kind of dipped off for 10 years. And then now he's just having unprecedented success. So maybe a little downswing in momentum for 10 years is okay. Hey, your team
not
already
10
has
years,
them.
But
anyways, sorry.
But yeah, that's okay.
Tell me what happened in Thursday Night Football because I literally put it on and fell asleep within 5 minutes.
I turned it off after CMC got injured because he's on my fantasy team, and this is one of the reasons why I didn't want to pick him first. Thank God I didn't take him in my other league either because I had the first pick in both my leagues. And I was like, well, if I get fucked over, I don't want to get fucked over twice. So, I was really pissed off when that happened. But yeah, the Panthers still made it happen. They won 24-9 against the Texans.
They look great.
Couldn't tell you what the Texans did wrong.
I watched the highlights because we host a football show. Of course, I'm going to do my homework. And it's like, Darnold went from seeing ghosts to being 3-0. And what I love about it is, yet again, it's after a player has played for Adam Gase. Every time.
The Jets are cursed.
Yeah, no, but like this coach is cursed.
Also the Jets because
no, like
Zach Wilson didn't even score anything this week.
Exactly. It goes back to like when he played in high school. Like he left his high school and then that next season his high school won a state championship for the first time. Okay. He goes and coaches at LSU. He leaves. LSU wins the Natty the next year. Okay. Then he goes to Miami. He's the offensive coordinator when they draft Tannehill also in the 2012 draft.
Well,
with
now
the
I
eighth
know
overall
who
pick.
to blame. I know who to blame now for that fucking Natty loss.
Oh, no, sorry. It was the 03,
It's all his fault.
03 Natty.
Oh, okay. I was like the
Not the
LSU
most
Natty
recent
2
one.
years ago.
No, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Never
he's
mind
been in
then.
the
I'm
league
still
a lot
mad at Joe
longer.
Burrow.
Yeah, so it's just one of those where it's hilarious to watch a player go from one team coached by Adam Gase to another and then light it up. Like, we were writing off Darnold.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have been written off. All right. What happened on Sunday? Anything interesting with the Jags-Cardinals game?
God, the one thing that was very interesting, this Sunday was just like a great day for kickers.
It was
not this
great to
kicker,
see.
but
no, but like
I loved it. I'm sure Emma was super happy because we know she loves kickers. But yeah, we got to see what was previously the longest field goal attempt followed by the longest TD return. Because the Cardinals kicked for a 68-yard field goal. It was just short and then caught by a Jags player and returned it 109 yards for a touchdown, tied with the longest play ever because you can't go longer than 109 yards.
yeah, that's wild. When that happened, my Ryan was like, he was just like, well, that was easy. I was like, that doesn't happen. How the hell did that happen? He made it look so easy.
I don't know, man.
Great.
It looked like it was going in too, and then I saw it fall short, and I was like, and then I saw it fall into the Jags player's hand, and I was like, shit.
yeah, me too. I was like, he could go, and he did.
Well, I mean, the Jags player did.
Yeah, you want to know who else went all the way? Fucking Broncos. The Broncos fucking wrecked the Jets 26-0, and I love it.
I feel so bad for Zach Wilson. I wanted him to. I really wanted to see him do good, but like he's on the Jets.
That's why I don't. Hope the kid gets moved somewhere else yet again when the Jets inevitably draft a different quarterback in 4 years.
Hopefully before he gets concussed.
Yes, that would be very handy. Be very handy. Did you watch any of the Raiders-Dolphins game?
Oh my God, yes. That game was nuts. It was nuts. I can't believe the Raiders pulled it off. Like I'm speechless.
Good for Carr
the Raiders
for being
are
3-0 as well.
The Raiders are 3-0, and Derek Carr has the most passing yards in the league. Yeah. Take that in for a second. Derek Carr has the most passing yards in the league right now. Derek Carr. Yeah, do you need me to say it again?
I need to Google that. I trust you.
And then it's Tom Brady. He's trailing by I can't remember. Yeah, look up who the top 5 passing quarterbacks are right now, and you will fucking laugh.
Okay. My mind's a little blown right now. The fuck? So it's Derek Carr, Tom Brady, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, and Matt Stafford.
When was the last time Matt Stafford was on that list?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, but do you know who has... The thing that's ridiculous about this, though, and this just goes to show you that passing yards isn't a great stat, is in other metrics, it would be Matt Stafford. By all other metrics, he is leading. So yards per attempt, 10 yards. So attempts, his is a little bit lower than the other guys, but he's in a run-happy offense, so that's okay. But then you go, his completion percentage is 70.2. The only one with a higher completion percentage is Kyler Murray right now at 76%.
Damn.
But then you go like TD or passer rating, he's 129.8. Like that's his average. That's crazy. Tom Brady is at 109. Like Kyler Murray is at 113. Like this is
You're right. Passing yards is a ridiculous measure when you talk about it in those kinds of terms.
Like Stafford is having such a great season, and it's because he got traded. Like I love watching.
Absolutely.
This. Like if he were to be stuck on the Lions for his entire career, he would not make that Hall of Fame. It might be
No.
close. Like, there might be an argument because he did a lot with nothing except for Calvin Johnson. But like, he is looking great. He destroyed the Bucks. Like, it was sad to watch, but played phenomenal. Anyways.
But yeah, Carr threw for 386 yards in that one game.
Wow.
His last throw was definitely the biggest one. It was a 30-yard throw to Brian Edwards, set up the Raiders for the winning field goal by Darren Carlson,
Nice.
with 3 seconds left. So it was a game-winning kick. It was a freaking nail biter, and
Brissett
might be saying go
would have been
Raiders soon.
playing, eh? For Jacoby Brissett must have been playing for the Dolphins then because Tua's
Yes.
out. Good for him.
Yes.
Like, I'm sad he lost, obviously, but that was a hell of a game.
He tried.
Yeah.
He tried. It
Yeah.
came down to a kick, so it was definitely a good game when that happened. So
Yeah. Sorry.
but yeah,
the connection
Raiders
just came.
Raiders are undefeated going into week 4.
That's hilarious. That's wild. How about the Ravens? Did you watch that game or did you watch the end, more importantly, because that's all you need to watch?
Well, this was I was watching it via Red Zone, so it was like one of the 4 games I was watching. But yeah, obviously they showed that game-winning kick. Also, NFL history made on Sunday as the Ravens kicker completed a 66-yard field goal to win the game, and it bounced off the bottom bar and in. It was nuts. I've never seen something like that. That was so crazy. But yeah, that was
wild.
That was a game the Ravens should not have won, but they did. And it's so funny because they were playing Detroit.
Yeah, but you have close games
And
sometimes, and all that matters is that you win. Get in the win column.
Comes down to another one that came down to a kick. I'm just happy this game didn't go into overtime because the Clemson game went into double overtime, and both were disappointing.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, Herbert got the jump on us. He was really good. He was very aggressive on his 4th downs. He didn't give Pat Mahomes much time at the end. Like, we got 30 seconds. Like, you can't do much with 30 seconds when you're driving down the field, especially if you don't, like, if you end a play where the clock keeps running. So they made it really hard for us to try and come back, and they Chiefs couldn't do it. So yeah,
that sucks. It happens.
Big sad.
It happens.
Big sad.
I'll give you shit about it because, like, I don't think the Chiefs should lose many games. Like, I get Herbert
no, but
and
I thought that the Chargers. I thought the
Yeah.
Chargers would be a team that we would lose to. So
Yeah, but that's because we're all high on Herbert. I was
kinda
there
saw it
with
coming.
you guys, so I'm like,
my
shouldn't
Oregon
happen.
baby.
it should
He's
not
too
have
good.
happened.
It's too good.
No,
I get maybe the circumstances of the game it shouldn't happen, but like if you're just talking about the Chiefs versus the Chargers, we were gonna lose one of those games.
I think you're gonna lose.
I'd rather
both
it be
now.
the first one. Me too.
Wait, were you at home or were you away?
We were home.
Okay, yeah, then I definitely
I'm pretty
think
sure.
you guys are going
I am
0-2.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we were home.
Oof.
If I'm not mistaken.
Oof.
I could be wrong. I was wrong the last time, and I said we were away and we were home. So you never know. I'm
If you're
pretty
at
sure we were at
home,
home.
I
though.
don't think you lose 2 to the Chargers, but if you're playing in LA, yeah, I think you lose both to the Chargers. I don't see Herbert losing at home against you guys. But all I have to say is, did you
Things
see
happen.
what Pat Mahomes tweeted out after?
No.
Yeah, so like a while ago, someone told him, like in the offseason, someone told him he better watch out for Herbert. And he said, I'll believe it when I see it. Right? So then his response to like yesterday or earlier this morning was, I guess all I got to say is I believe it. I was like, yes, at least you can admit it. Like, good on you.
I believed it.
Yeah.
I believed it before. Maybe that's just because I loved him on Oregon, but like, I knew he had it in him. I just didn't think it'd be the suit.
That's hilarious. But did you watch Justin
Shit
Fields?
happens. No, I didn't catch this one, but yeah, I feel bad for him.
What you wrote for the episode notes then very harsh for someone who didn't watch it. You are the definition of just looking at the stats and saying what happened. That is no. I refuse to let you say that it was.
Okay, then say it nicely, because how else do you say that nicely?
He was hung out to dry. Like, yes, he made some mistakes that should not have happened. Absolutely. But holy fuck, he was left out to dry so often. He was sacked 9 times. 9 times. You let your rookie quarterback get sacked 9. Oh my God. Like, what were you doing? Just empty backfield? Like, why?
I'd rather Dalton get sacked 9 times.
Yeah, I have so many issues with the fact they threw him to the fire like that. Like, what did you hope to accomplish? Because you didn't accomplish anything by that. You have just now made this dude second guess every single read he makes for the rest of this year because your team's not good enough for this. Now, I'll give the listeners the actual stats, and yes, they sound horrible. Okay, so you got sacked 9 times while completing just 6 passes, a stunning display of offensive ineptitude, according to Chelsea.
That was according to the website,
okay,
but
at least she started it with sacked 9 times. So that is the O-line's responsibility to stop. Now, well,
it wasn't all his fault.
68 yards passing, he also lost 67 yards on sacks, which that is a hilarious stat. So he only finished the game with 1 yard passing. Did I think that was actually feasible for someone who played an entire game or most of a game? No, I didn't think that was going to be feasible, but he did it.
I had no idea that could be a thing, but here we are.
Now I'm very happy that we got Mac Jones. Like, I am happy I got Mac Jones over Justin Fields after that. Granted, the Patriots O-line
still surprised.
Stop.
Justin Fields went so high. I'm very surprised that he went that high. Because he was falling before the draft, and me and you were kind of like, what? He's so great. But, like, clearly there's something we didn't see.
Yeah, maybe. But, like, I blame so much more of what happened on the Bears' ineptitude than
you can't bring a good quarterback to a shitty team and expect your team to be amazing, because if you can't protect that quarterback, you're still fucked. And then also your quarterback is probably fucked.
Yeah. Now, my quarterback didn't look too great either in the Patriots Saints game.
You want to talk about a rookie performance?
I'd like to say onto the box because that's what it is. So the mind games for Tom Brady's return have already started. I don't know if you saw, but this morning in Bill Belichick's press conference / weekly radio talk show, I don't really know where I got this quote from because it was one of his 2 media things today. And he basically just said, when I say he in this quote, it's Tom Brady. So he looked at his options and made his decision. We weren't as good an option as Tampa. It wasn't a question of not wanting him, that's for sure. Let me tell you, it was absolutely a question that we did not want him, or we did not show him that we wanted him. This is 100% him just getting into Tom Brady's head and trying to be like, you like to say that we didn't want you back, or that it was us saying like we don't want you, and then 2017 we tried to trade you, or that you were always worried that we were going to trade you. Of fucking course we were going to trade you, dude. You're 40. You're 44 now, but like,
this just sounds like a bad breakup, you know? It's like,
yeah,
I left. It's like, no, I didn't want you.
Yeah, and it's like, no. Like, we weren't going to sign him, but he left. Like, he did. I do believe the Patriots did want him back. I just don't think it wasn't a question of whether or not they wanted him. Of course, Tom Brady was questioning that, or Tom would have stayed.
Yeah.
But sadly,
and like, I'm sorry, who wouldn't want Tom Brady? Like, what team would not want Tom? Like, I understand you've had him for a long time, but like, that doesn't mean you gotta give him away.
No, especially when like, literally for the past 6 years, we had been going to the Super Bowl every other year. and winning the Super Bowl almost every other year, with the exception of then going 3 straight and losing one of those 3. Like,
oh yeah,
why would we have wanted him gone? I get
he left. He 100% left.
Yeah, but like, and I think he left because he didn't feel wanted. Like, I think had the Patriots actually been like, no, like, we'll let you play, ride it until you're done. Like, fine, who cares? Whereas I do believe Belichick was like, well, no, I want to do some of this on my own. And it's fair. It's fair. But the only other thing I'll say about the Saints game is, sadly, James White will be missing Tom Brady's return, which breaks me because White is just such an important piece. And he'll be going on to IR because of a hip subluxation, which is
what?
It's not a complete dislocation.
Ooh, that doesn't sound fun anyways.
But like when he went down, it didn't look good. It was not good, and I knew he was in pain, and he got stretchered off, and it really hurt me. Like, he's our like Swiss Army knife and all of that. Like, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna correct myself on subluxation. It's when technically the ball of the joint isn't in your socket completely, which I would
so
say
it's almost a dislocation.
Yeah. But like, I guarantee you that's going to be a test question that I have to answer in a couple days, so I gotta make sure I studied right. Now I won't screw it up on the test though, guys. Gosh. Be proud. Now, after that game, I did proceed to watch the Bucs game, and I didn't write this down, but all I have to say is Matt Stafford outplayed Tom Brady, and I'm not okay with that. But it happens.
I'm okay with it.
It happens.
Very okay with this. And now he has to take that loss and go into Gillette Stadium.
Yeah, but he's going to... okay. Part of me does think that the Patriots could pull it off. If they had James White, I would actually assume they could pull it off. They might still pull this off. And it might. So
who are you picking next week in our pick'ems?
You'll have to wait to find out.
Patriots or Bucs?
Nope, you'll have to wait to find out.
That must be eating you up.
Oh no, I know who I'm picking.
Oh, okay, all right then.
It's just you have to wait until the pick'ems. But did you happen to catch much of the Packers 49ers game?
I caught the beginning of it. I wish I caught the end of it.
Yeah, so
another great day for kickers.
Yeah, I caught the first quarter, passed out, and then woke up for the last quarter, which I think was the perfect way to watch this game, because like the first quarter was kind of cool. Like, it was kind of cool. The refs sucked. Like, terrible. Oh my God. Did you see the Devontae Adams, like the Adams hit? Okay.
No.
So I get no penalty on this. I kind of see why it wasn't thrown, but I would have assumed it would have been thrown. Is basically you had Devontae Adams going up, catching a ball up in front of his face. So that's exposing his complete midriff. This player, like on the opposing team, comes in and gets Devontae Adams right in the rib chest area, but like upper kind of sternum, all here. Adams had already missed catching the ball. So it was like a solid 2 seconds. Well, okay, maybe I saw the clips in slow-mo. So
he probably lunged as the ball was falling through his hands. Like, it's hard to stop that motion.
It looked like there was time type thing. Like, it didn't. It
always looks like there's time when it's in slow motion.
Well, that's what I'm like, in like real speed, it looked like there was time, but I'm also like,
okay,
it was tight, but it was just bad reffing. Like, it was almost like, hey, we want to influence the outcome of the game. But yeah, you alluded to what happened at the very end. Did you want to?
Oh, yeah. The Packers were up 17-0, and then they kind of had to struggle to get back there at the end. they had a game-winning drive from Aaron Rodgers and then a game-winning field goal from Mason Crosby, and they won the game 30-28.
Nice. It was great to see.
I just want to know I fell asleep at a score of 17-0, and the next day I woke up to hearing about this 30-28, and I'm like, what?
So you didn't see Trey Lance's TD?
No, what? Oh my God, I missed so much.
It was cool. So they put Trey Lance in for, I want to say third and goal. It may have been only second and goal. Like, it could have been any of the downs.
Something and goal.
But ultimately, like, it was almost shotgun, and then Trey Lance had the ball, and the entire left side of the field was just open for him to run. Like, he could have walked into the end zone and not been touched.
Should have cartwheeled in like Lamar Jackson.
So it was nice. It started prompting Twitter to be like, so this would be the perfect time for the 49ers to trade Jimmy G to the Patriots. And I was like, oh my God, do it. Do it, you cowards.
No.
Cowards, do it. I will give you anyone except for Mac Jones. And
well, they're not going to take
James
Mac
White.
Jones when they have a quarterback from the same class.
I know. But still, it's one of those where it's like...
And would putting Jimmy G... If Jimmy G goes back to the Patriots, would that put Mac Jones back on the bench? Or do you think they continue to start Mac Jones?
Well, you mean, yeah, if you're trading for Jimmy G, you're putting Mac Jones on the bench.
Jimmy.
Yeah. Especially, like, imagine if it was right now, like, come back to face the dude that Robert Kraft decided to choose over
Could you imagine?
It's never going to happen.
Could you imagine?
I would literally cry. I would call you when I got that news, even if I were in the middle of class, and be like, holy fuck, we need to record. And it would just be me being like,
emergency episode.
I can't wait. It will never happen. So,
you wouldn't even need me. You wouldn't even need me for the episode.
I could talk myself in circles. Speaking of circles, how many people are still undefeated after week 3? Ayo.
5? Can I do math right? 5 teams are still undefeated after week 3. Yes.
Yeah. So.
We have Broncos, Cardinals, Panthers, Raiders, and Rams.
Damn. Who of these 5 will be the last remaining perfect team? I'm not saying they go.
I'm going to put my money on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Yeah. Cardinals or Rams.
Is there a team? I was looking this up with I was watching the college games with Spencer on Saturday, and we were looking up the Bird Gauntlet, and I think there's a team running it this year, which means that they'd have to run through the Cardinals. And I don't I don't think they're gonna win. I can't remember what team it is.
The Gauntlet. I thought it was the Lions, but who's
I think you're right.
doing the Bird Gauntlet?
Who can look it up faster? Oh no.
Detroit Lions.
Yes. I was like, the Lions sounded familiar.
Yeah. That's bullshit that I knew that on the top of my head. I'm good with trivia, apparently, when it comes to football. Watch now, I'm not going to get a single question right.
For those who don't know what the Bird Gauntlet is, it's there are five bird teams that every once in a while one team will get scheduled to play all 5 of them, and I don't think anyone's ever beaten all 5. I think a few teams, I think 3 teams have gotten close, like everything but one. And it's only one conference can do it.
Yeah, so it's really
cool. Is it
cool.
the NFC? The NFC, right?
Yeah, but so what's
the NFC is
so
the only
cool
team that can do it.
Is that it happens every 4 years. So once every 4 years.
It's like the Olympics.
And the closest teams to get it, you were right, there was 3. I believe it's the 03 Rams. No. Yeah, it was the 03 Rams because they lost to the Eagles. Yeah. I don't know all of them. I remember them.
I had them up the other day.
But like then it would be the 08 Giants. Couldn't tell you who they lost to. I'm going to Reddit. One sec.
I can't.
The
I
Falcons.
can't remember.
Oh,
okay. They lost to the Falcons.
It gave me the answer for the next one. It's the 2015 Panthers. They lost to the Ravens. So it was like,
yes.
Yeah, I remembered the 03 Rams because I was going for the Eagles. I didn't want the gauntlet to be met. I don't know why. I think that would be a really cool stat.
It would. Do you have any Monday Night Football predictions as we are going to log off and turn that on?
Oh, yeah. You should go first because I'm only picking my team because I'm not picking this.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to give away yours. You can give away mine.
Okay. Well, I'm picking the Eagles. Sorry, Dad, but you will never see me picking the Cowboys. I'm gonna go Eagles on this one.
I wanted to be a contrarian. I'll go Cowboys. I'll say Dak takes out Hurts. I think just maturity. I don't think it's because Cowboys are the better team. I think
you just
Eagles
think Dak's the better quarterback.
Yeah, I think right now, like
that's fair.
I'm not saying in the long run, like Hurts, amazing start to his season.
That's why I'm picking the Eagles.
Yeah, and I'd love to see
I can't trust the Cowboys to get it done. I truly can't.
I do. I like any day the boys lose is a good day for me. But I think I have to go for the Cowboys because content.
Dun, dun, dun. We'll see what happens. And then we have our week 3, or our leaders after week 3. We already said the passing yards is to Derek Carr on the Raiders. He now has 1,203 passing yards through week 3. Joe Mixon takes the lead for rushing yards for the Bengals, and he's at 286 yards for the season. And receiving yards, right now it's Deebo Samuel from the 49ers with 134 receiving yards.
Nice. You'd love to see him go.
I love that. I feel like this isn't like the usual 3 we would see at the top either. So I really like that.
All names I know too. So like it's ones that have been up top, like up close to the top before, but ones that you're just like, oh, yeah, you are having a good season. Like, oh, it's nice that it's not Hill, Brady, or Mahomes, Brady, or, CMC or Kamara, or you have Hill.
I think you said Hill
Thompson.
like 3 times.
Yeah. Well, I then went.
Yeah, it's not
passing
the
yards,
usual,
rushing yards,
suspects.
receiving yards.
It's not the usual suspects this time, which is nice to see.
Yeah. What about the best play? There wasn't really many bad there were bad plays, but like there were 2 really good plays of this year or this week. Wow.
It's hard not to give my ribbon this week to Justin Tucker. You made NFL history. 66-yard field goal wins the game. I think as for me and for Emma, because of her love for kickers, I think that would be my best play of the week.
Yeah, and I'll steal the other one, which is one you also noted. It's the return from that
the kick 6.
Yeah, it's.
I didn't know it was called a kick 6 until they did that.
Yeah,
didn't know that was a thing.
It was so cool to see. Like it was.
That was so cool to see. I also just love seeing the kickers like try from that far. Like just let's just see what happens.
Yeah,
although one of them didn't end up so well. Had he made it, that one would have been longer. It would have been 8 yards. Yeah. So it wouldn't, like, Justin Tucker's kick wouldn't have even mattered. Like, it would have mattered for the Ravens to win the game, but he wouldn't have broke any records with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you have Tucker as your kicker? Or who has Tucker?
No, I wish.
Oh. How is fantasy going for you this week?
Emma? Okay, well, after last week, in our TSP league, I renamed Alvin Shipman to the Titanic because that ship was going down. However, I won this week against Kayla. I'm very happy about that. but my sleeper league is now on a losing streak. Both my leagues are 1 and 2, but at least the Titanic is not fully sunk yet. I face my buddy Cam next. You'll take the Titanic.
Yep, because I'm going down.
You can have my team name.
Beautiful.
But yeah, in my sleeper league, I face Cam next week, and we both have like injured starters. I can't remember who he has injured, but I have CMC injured in that league. So I'm hoping I can pull off the W on that one, but we'll see. I'm not very good at been setting my lineups lately. My bench continues to burn me. And I face Emma. I face Emma in our TSP league next week, and we both have trash teams. So like I don't know about this week because it's not over yet, but before this weekend, we were both like 9 and 10. So we have a toilet bowl game coming at you this week from me and Emma.
She beat me,
but should be fun.
Sure, so.
So I think we're both 1 and 2 then in the TSP league. So this will be a who's in the top and who's in the bottom kind of game. Ooh, pressure. Don't like it. Yeah. What about your fantasy teams?
Oh, I'm having a fire sale. I'm going to send all of my good players to the teams that aren't the teams like are people that I want them to win. So I'm not sending you any
so
players.
Can I take a couple?
Nope.
Fuck.
I don't want you to get the paddle.
I could really use a wide receiver. I could really use a running back.
I hate in non-keeper leagues, and I'm just gonna fire sale my team to not piss off you guys, but to like piss off like the natural order of our things, because our things we don't typically trade often, and there's not much movement.
Excuse me, as the commissioner of this league, I will not allow this.
Oh no, I'll make
just
fair
decline
trades.
all of your. I'm gonna decline every single one of your trades just to spite you.
That's an abuse of power.
Shh, it's my power.
Then I just won't play.
Pull a Naj and make it to the championship without touching your bench.
No, that was funny. No, but like not like completely screw you guys over. Like I'm not gonna go and take, a kicker for a wide receiver like a WR1 or something. But like McLaren, he's doing really well. Like I would trade him and take.
Oh, is he on your team?
Yeah.
Can I offer you a trade?
No.
Can I have it recorded so that you don't screw me over?
No, I'm not trading with you because I refuse to help you get the paddle.
Did it once, won't do it again.
Exactly. For the record of our show, that's the only reason I'm not helping you. If you had not won a paddle already, it would be you and I versus the world. You're not getting the paddle twice.
I would like to be the first person in our league to get it twice. So if you can help a sister out, that'd be great.
No.
But we'll wrap up the NFL talk with pick-em results. You may have won last week, but I won this week, and I am 2-for-1.
We'll probably win next week.
Let's
too.
go.
Oh no, my teams play each other, so I absolutely won't lose to you immediately because I will not pick my teams. So it could be interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see how next week goes because there's some very good matchups there. But we're going to move on to my favorite part. College football games. Did you catch any of the games this weekend?
No.
Did you hear about any of the games this weekend?
Well, I mean, I know what happened in Oklahoma. I know what happened to your team. But no,
yeah, I'm going to start with that.
Could not. I know about the dude that quit. Quit. I do know about the dude that quit.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. So you have some bits in there,
please.
But before we get into the college football heyday that was Saturday, RG3 was commentating on the Clemson game.
I know, I love
that. Was so nice to see. Oh my gosh!
So
I mean, he took my team apart, but it was fine. But because you were so keen on that first question, I have a second question for you. But I think you already know the answer to this one, anyways. Do you remember what pick Robert Griffin III was in the 2012 draft?
Yeah, he was second. Andrew Luck went first.
Do you remember what team he went to?
Well, I can't say the team name, but I can say what it's now named as.
Say what it is now.
Yeah, Washington football team.
And one more bonus question. Do you remember what university he went to? Is this where I stump you?
No, because Stanford's one of them in the top 3. Stanford, one of them. He.
Spit one out.
No, I don't know because is he Trojans?
No,
I didn't watch enough of him play.
He was he played for Baylor University, and he also won the Heisman. He's a Heisman winner.
No. I know when
but Baylor's a tough one.
I know when they entered
but
the
you
league.
You got the main question, which I'll give you props for. But yeah, and then we saw Ohio State's linebacker Kayvon Pope quit the team in the middle of the game, and then he went to Twitter to curse the program.
Yep, can't wait for more stories about that.
I'm very excited to see what continues to come out about that, because that's just, I've never heard of something like that happening before. That was absolutely nuts. Like there was some heated debate between him and one of the coaches. He got pissed off and just stormed off the field, and then took to Twitter and trashed Ohio State's program. So on top of that, Ohio State dropped out of the top 10 after this week, and they're now number 11.
You'll love to see it. Yeah, but really, the bigger drop happened from from your team. Please tell me all about the loss.
God. Yeah, I'm going to rip this Band-Aid off real quick. Former number 9 upset by unranked NC State in double overtime.
Wow.
So that was fun to watch. Not really. I kind of cried at the end, but it's fine. Clemson's gonna be lucky if they get a chance to play in the ACC champ game this year, and they've won the past 6 years. They won the past 6 years, and they're not going to get the chance to probably defend the title. So that's really sad to see. They're definitely out of the playoffs at this point. They're ranked 25th now.
They lost to an unranked team. If they made it to the top 4, it was rigged.
NC State is I think 23 after that win. So they're they're ranked higher than Clemson. Not only did they break the top 25, but I am pretty sure they're 23. Let me look it up.
Oh my God.
The Wolfpack.
That's terrible, Chelsea.
Yeah, they're ranked. I know.
That's
I really miss
bad.
Trevor Lawrence right now.
Or Watson. I know he's public enemy number 1, and I agree. But
I'm pretty sure they're 23. Yeah, 23, North Carolina State. So not only did they beat Clemson, they broke the top 25 and were ranked higher than Clemson. I don't know how long that's going to last for, but sucks to see. The NC State Stadium was so fucking loud, that you can even the NC State quarterback had one or two what's it called, delay of game when they missed the count. It was so loud he couldn't hear or see the count, whatever.
Yeah, I saw that.
Counting from 40.
Highlight.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's how loud the stadium was. I mean, college football is typically louder than NFL football, but that was absolutely nuts. But yeah, we're gone and done with that one. I had to watch the LSU game because that's Spencer's team, so he was. LSU had a good game against Mississippi State. I had Spencer over on Saturday, friend of the show, LSU fan, and we had that game on, and it was a nail biter. LSU came out with the W, right? With the Burrow,
yeah,
Burreaux, Burrow.
Yeah,
I was really good. Yeah, he was talking about that jersey for days. And then he was so upset because it was sold out everywhere. And he like went and refreshed the page one day on like, I think on like Fanatics or something. And he like refreshed the page and it was available, and he like never put something in his cart faster. So
That's
very
awesome.
happy for you, Spencer. Glad you got your jersey. I'm kind of jealous. As much as I hate Joe Burrow, I kind of want one.
That's dope.
Yeah. But yeah, they came out with the W, and the final score is 28-25. Also, a little tidbit for any dynasty fantasy players out there. Boutier, who is the wide receiver for LSU, is apparently projected to be drafted 5th overall in his draft year when that comes up. In the game Saturday, he averaged 21.3 yards per reception, 85 receiving yards, 4 receptions, and 2 receiving touchdowns. For the season so far, he's averaged 12.9 yards per reception, 24
Damn.
receptions, 309 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's a sophomore right now, so he'll be entering the draft, eligible to enter the draft in 2023 if he decides to go after 3 years.
Damn.
Yeah,
Hustle,
so
boy.
dynasty players, keep your eye out. Keep your eye out for that guy as he comes up in 2023, because he's going to be a great grab for your team. Depending on where he goes. We'll see. Don't hold my word to it. But yeah, the LSU game was great. Spencer was happy his team won, and then my team lost, but it's fine.
It's funny.
And then we had number 7, Texas A&M was upset by number 16, Arkansas. This was nuts. Arkansas won 20-10. This win marks the second victory against a ranked opponent by Arkansas this season, which could be enough to get them in the top 10 of the college football rankings. We'll have to see when I get to those in a hot minute.
That'd be cool.
Oregon, my baby's Oregon, the good old Ducks. They continue to dominate, and the Pac-12 continues to stay on top of the rest of the league here. Oregon moves to 4-0 and remains in the top 4 rankings, holding the number 3 spot for the second week in a row. They had 5 interceptions in the game against Arizona. They led 24-19 with just over a minute in the third quarter. They scored 17 points in the fourth quarter to seal the win and moved to 4-0. Bennett Williams dominated for the Ducks. He recorded 8 tackles, picking off 2 passes, one of which was returned for 68 yards for a touchdown.
Damn.
Love to see that. Oregon is looking strong, and I'm very excited to watch them hopefully play in the playoffs this year. So excited. Even bigger news than Oregon being in the top 4 still, Georgia had a shutout for 65-0. This game really proved Georgia has a top-tier college defense. They didn't allow a single point from Vanderbilt. They were up, I think it was like 35-0 in the first quarter.
Jeez.
So yeah, the Vanderbilt had 4 first downs. They had 77 total yards of offense. They threw for only 24 yards in a 4-quarter game, which they were down again 35-0 in the first quarter. They averaged 1.9 yards per rushing attempt, 1.3 yards per passing attempt, and apparently it's statistically one of the worst beatdowns Georgia defense has put on an opponent.
I love to read those. Give me all the stats. I still don't
I
think
love
they
it. I
beat
gotta put my
Alabama.
stats in here. No, absolutely
No one's
not.
beating Alabama.
I don't. As much as I want to see that, no one's beating Alabama. Alabama's rolling like they always. But yeah, I definitely like A+ all around on Georgia's defense. It was just like 0 points, and then on top of that, your defense gets 65 points. Like that's nuts. That's a national championship team. That like I don't know if they'll win, but they're probably going there.
Yeah.
And then like I'm not going to talk too much about Alabama. Alabama does best, and that's winning. They're now 4-0 after beating Southern Miss Golden Eagles 60-14. I feel like Alabama just has the absolute easiest schedule, and it's annoying.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, we're going to move on real quick from Alabama because, like I said, nothing different there. But we had a Battle of Texas here with Texas Longhorns defeated Texas Tech 70-35.
Oh, wow. Nice 70.
Texas,
I saw that.
Texas, yeah, 70. So even higher than Georgia, but obviously Georgia has the better defense because they were able to stop their opponent. But the first half, the Longhorns' drives resulted in 5 touchdowns. Or sorry, the first 5 Longhorns' drives resulted in touchdowns. 4 of the 5 drives were 75 yards or longer, and Texas averaged 7.7 yards per play. So I'm gonna have to take those Longhorns down to Longhorns because that's phenomenal.
But that was fantastic.
The Longhorns offense put up 63 points and 639 yards in the win over Texas Tech. The Texas defense contributed to the point total as well with a first half pick 6 off the Texas Tech starting quarterback. That starter quarterback was injured on that play, and the backup went in and played really well as he was able to get them 28 points in the game. So,
okay, wow.
At least they know their backup can, at least, perform. Not the best, but, that really sucked that, it was not only was it a pick 6, but your starting quarterback got injured. So I have a feeling that also played into the point difference here.
Sounds like it.
But yeah, that's the Texas battle for you. And then your Sooners didn't look so good this week.
At least they won.
They had a close game.
To me.
Yeah. Close game, but still on top as they won against West Virginia. They did a 30-yard field goal as time expired that gave the 4th-ranked Sooners the 16-13 win over West Virginia Saturday night. However, your fans were pretty rude to Radler as he was on the field. They were chanting for the backup to come in, which I thought was pretty rude.
But that's Sooners fans. It's college fans.
It's drunk college students.
Yeah, it's why we say it's overreaction Monday and all that. Do I think Radler was phenomenal? No, not at all. But I don't think they want him to do basically a play action style, which yes, he is built for. But he's not ready to run that style, or doesn't seem to be ready to run that style of offense currently.
Yeah.
There's seemingly just this small disconnect. There's a hesitation. It's almost like he's too focused on making sure he doesn't do something wrong, that he's too scared to do something.
See, your quarterback is scared. My quarterback is not confident in the slightest. DJ does not look confident at all. Radler's confident, but I think he's scared.
Yeah, he's scared to do something wrong. For sure. He is scared because it's affecting his draft stock. And I think he's playing scared, so he will drop. Fine, come to the Patriots. Not that I want you more than Mac Jones, but it would be funny to get you. Gotta collect them all. It's basically what I feel about.
I hate to see players be strategic like that because you're letting your current team down by, trying to,
I don't think he's doing it impossible.
I don't know, fix your draft spot. No, but it's definitely a thought. That's a thought I would have if I pressure situation like that, is that if I drop a little bit, people know I'm still good, but I could end up on a better team.
Have you watched, or did you hear after the Jets game last week, Salah basically was just I wish Wilson would make the boring throws, right? Because the Patriots picked him off 4 times. Whereas Mac Jones, you watch him play and he's making the boring choice all the time. I think Radler's kind of playing that boring, safe choice every time. Mm-hmm. So he's still moving the ball and moving the chains and all of that, but it's not what the OU fans want. Especially think they had Mayfield, they had it's on the tip of my tongue, his name. Last year. Okay, anyways, they've had 2 back-to-back quarterbacks that like to air the ball out.
Oh my God, who was the Sooner quarterback last year? It was Radler.
No, but he was behind. He was
between Radler and Mayfield.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't Jones, was it?
No, Jones played for Alabama.
No. Yes.
Anyways. It's one of those where it's they just had 2 straight quarterbacks that like to air the ball out, and Radler is more, hey, okay, this is the play I want. He's playing strategic.
Kyler Murray.
Thank you.
Kyler Murray.
Thank you.
I'm disappointed that either of us didn't get that.
Oh my God. And yes, both those
Kyler
boys
Murray.
like to air the ball the fuck
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
and they all play
they're
the same
used to
style.
those. Yeah.
So OU fans assumed Rattler was going to air that ball out the same way. Not to say that he shouldn't be airing it out a little bit more. He absolutely should be, but I think it was uncalled for by OU. Like, I don't think Rattler's done something that he deserves not to start.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he didn't deserve to get pulled off the field in that game. It was just like, it was a tough game, and fans didn't know how else to react other than pull out our starter.
Yeah, but Notre Dame. Oh my God.
I have some things to say about Notre Dame.
The Fighting Irish. Okay, well, what?
I have a few things I would like to say about Notre Dame.
Yeah, let's hear.
So first of all, for this game, they were ranked 12. They won 41-13 against Wisconsin, who was ranked 18. But if you've been watching the past few Notre Dame games, they have shown that they can't run the ball. They didn't run the ball in this game. Hardly ever. And that is going to hurt them down the road if they cannot get their run game together. And that's good for me for Clemson because they're in the ACC. It's good for Clemson that they can't run the ball because that's like one less thing we don't have to stop. But I mean, yeah, they're 4-0. That looks great on paper, but if you want to get to the Natty, you got to learn to run the ball, and they're not doing it right now. So it's a little concerning. Not my problem though, because I hate Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I have to say about Notre Dame.
I have to assume that the rankings are, besides from number 1, completely different, right? Like, we're not
pretty much, number 1 is still who you'd expect. It's Alabama. I don't think that's going to change for a while unless it's like a Big Ten matchup and there's an upset or a close game. Like, I think it's going to continue to be Alabama at 1. After Georgia shutout, that's no surprise that Georgia is 2. Oregon remains at 3. And Penn State has broken into the top 4 at the 4th spot. So yeah, Penn State is in the top 4. They're making a playoff run. And then following that, you have Iowa at 5. Oklahoma has dropped to 6. Cincinnati up to 7. Arkansas moved up to 8. Notre Dame 9, and Florida Gators are number 10.
You'll love to see it. I am hopeful, but not holding my breath that Oklahoma squeaks back in. It's not going to happen, and we'll take a loss from Iowa or Penn State. Like, the 2 teams ahead of them need to lose at least one or have a very tight game against someone they shouldn't. Mm-hmm. But I'm still hopeful. Your team's long gone. My team is in the hunt. Potentially.
My team is lucky to be in the top 25, and I think the only reason that Clemson is number 25 is because it's Clemson. Like, it's like a program thing. It's like, well, we can't not have them in the top 25, which is also kind of a little disrespectful. If we don't deserve to be there, don't put us there. But I mean, like, out of all of the teams in there, we're the only teams in the top 25 that are 2-2. I can tell you they don't rank the rest of them after us, so I have no idea who they would put at like 26. But yeah, that's all we have for the college portion of the podcast. And that's all we have for this week's episode. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, rate, and review the show. We really appreciate our listeners share the content. It truly warms our heart. So shout out to the pals and the listeners. The show is available on Apple, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Don't forget about our PTD fan shoutout contest. Enter. All you have to do is share our newest episode to your Instagram story from wherever you listen and tag us, and we will enter you into a draw for PTD fan shoutout. As we record on Mondays, that is the deadline to enter each week. If you have any questions you want us to answer on the show, you can 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and leave a question in the review. And we'll start going through any cues for the girls at the end of each episode. Our Sunday pick'ems will be posted on our social media for NFL Week 4, so you can keep your eyes peeled for that. And thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.
Listen in to Primetime Dimes every Wednesday for your latest on football.